Okay.
Hello, this is Robert Merchant, CCI Investments. We're here today to talk about strategies for investing in turnaround mobile home parks. I wanted to have this little conference today because in today's market, it's really hard to find anything. About the only thing you can find that you can actually make money in is turnaround parks, and you got to know how to do it. Make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew. Today, I want to talk about a few things that you need to do if you're buying turnaround mobile home parks. Okay, if they're turnaround mobile home parks, there's already going to be things wrong. That's why they're turnaround mobile home parks. So I want to talk about due diligence and turnaround projects. Okay, what you want to do is find parks. Now, this is okay, let me back up here. There's all kind of different parks, but in today's market, most of your good deals are concerning parks that have vacant park-owned homes or tenants that are not paying rent, and you have to go in and take those homes. Whether you're going to sell the homes and carry a note or rent to own or keep them as rentals, it's all the same thing. You got to come in and create some value. It's very hard to buy anything that already has the value there. It's just getting harder and harder. The reason you can't find anything that's good anymore, hardly ever, is because they're not building anymore. Very hard to get a mobile home park approved and built. There's just the demand is higher than the supply. And yes, there are mobile home parks for sale. You can go on the internet and find a bunch of them. Most of the time, the stuff on here is not really, well, it's either way overpriced or it's not accurate if it looks too good to be true. You all know how that is. It's stuff on here that it's not really, I'm not saying realtors are doing that. They're telling them what the owner says, but I can tell you that a lot of times what the owner says and what's really there are two different numbers, okay? So when you're going in to buy a mobile home park, and I'm just going to go an example here because I don't know any other way to do this. We're buying a mobile home park, and it's got a bunch of park-owned homes that people are living in, and some vacant park-owned homes and some vacant lots. So we go in and we're going to do our inspection. We get it in escrow for whatever price we decide to pay, based on what we think it's worth, based on several factors such as what's the rents call for in that area and what are they getting there and what's the upside. So anyway, we get our plan to make the offer. We make the offer. We're in escrow. We got to go look at the trailers people are living in. If they won't let you in the homes that people are living in, that's a big red flag. So what you want to do, if you can get the guy to sign an addendum, is write an addendum to your escrow. Have your realtor write an addendum, if there's a realtor that's got it listed or whatever you're doing, that says, we guarantee you that the homes are clean, safe, and livable, and that there is an approved source of heat that is up to code. And if they sign that, then you can pretty much have some legal, you have something legal to stand on. And so, because there's a reason they won't let you in the homes. And I'm just telling you, I have had that happen more times than I care to think about. So you want to look at the homes and you want to make a plan, and your plan needs to include fixing the home that the people live in, because you're going to be doing a rent survey. You'll be doing maybe a ghost ad to see what you could get rent for a home that's a 3-bedroom, 2-bed, ready to go home. And what do we do? Rachel's sitting over here, and I'm moving around, and she's saying, "Don't do that." I'll move over here. Anyways, you're going to be doing a rent survey, but you can't really say, "Well, I can get this much more rent than I'm getting now." If your mobile homes don't look good, so you got to figure on fixing the ones that people are living in. Even if you're getting rid of people, and you know you're going to have some turnover, then you want to figure on fixing the home before you rent it again, so you can get more rent for it. Realizing that you'll never get more rent if you don't do things that create more rent, which is send the people in to paint the homes and put skirting on the homes and fix the steps and snow white the roofs and clean the park up and put gravel in the driveways if it needs gravel, or fix the asphalt if it needs asphalt fix, those kind of things. We'll get into that in a minute. So we want to write an addendum that says you've got all the stuff. You want to make sure, you want to check with local ordinances to make sure that you can put a home in there. Because a lot of places, it doesn't matter what state, it's not a state, it's got to be your local ordinance. What is the requirements of putting in a mobile home in a park? Sometimes they won't let you put anything over 10 years old in. So you just got to check and make sure. What if the home that's in there burns down, or you want to replace it because it's too old or something? What's the requirements of putting in another home? If that's the 70-foot home you have in here now, if it's 5 foot from the property line and now you got to be 15, they're going to let you replace what's there. They're going to make you conform and be 15. If they are, you got to find a 40-something foot trailer. So you've got to look for all those kind of things while you're in escrow. You want to see what you can buy new homes for, what they would cost delivered. Try to find a delivery person and a setup person. What am I going to be able to buy homes for? I'm going to get them set up and delivered. How much they're going to have into them? Am I going to sell this home? Is this a good area to sell homes in, or is this more of a rental area? And you can also, like I said, run ghost ads. We got mobile homes for sale for $65,000. Right now we're running an ad in a place. We got mobile homes for sale for $65,000. We give them a flyer. They can call 3 different companies. They can call anybody they want to, but we have 3 different companies on here with their website and their number that they can call. They can call our sales team that we have that sells mobile homes, and they can talk to them about buying a mobile home. We'll get them in touch with a lender. Or if they want to rent the home, they can fill out an application. We'll run it. Maybe we'll rent it to them. Here's what it is. Here's a mobile home. It's a new mobile home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 14 by 64 true home. And you can buy it for $65,000, or you can fill out an application and we'll rent it to you for $950 a month. And you're going to rent more in that area that I'm talking about right now than you sell. That's why we're doing that, because we just want to get somebody in the home, okay? But our plan calls for sales or rentals, so we don't really push only having tenant-owned homes. But that's a personal preference for me or somebody. This mobile home park I'm talking about in particular, that's their preference too. Either one. But anyway, that's your personal preference. We just want to make sure that we check with the local ordinances about replacing homes in case something happens to the one there. Make sure that the vacant lots that you have in here, you don't have to go get a special permit to put on those. You can just put them in the park. Then you want to check your eviction laws, not on the internet, not what the state says. You want to call local eviction attorney and find out what the local judge does about evicting homes, especially homes that people live in your park, because there are places in America that, and it doesn't have to be in one state. There's one in Georgia right now that if you own a trailer, you got to move it. You can't, if you don't own the home, if a tenant owns their own home and they don't pay the rent and you get ready to evict them, you have to pay to move their home. Now, luckily, I know a fellow there that, well, actually, we sold this park, but I knew a fellow there that had a field across the street, and I paid to have a guy come over, paid him $500, and he moved the trailer over in that field. Of course, they couldn't live in the field because it wasn't hooked up to any water, sewer, or anything, and they didn't own the land. So they had to go and pay him $500 to move it back over there, and then another $1,000 or something to hook it back up. So, and then they had to pay the rent before I'd let them do that. So I didn't have any problem with people paying the rent, but it could have been a place where I didn't have anybody to do that, and I have to move it, which has also happened. I had to pay a mover to come in and move it and put it in a storage yard. So you need to check those things out before you buy a mobile home park. Especially the turnaround parks, because you're going to have tenants in a turnaround park that are going to own their own home, and they're going to have a refrigerator and a couch sitting on the front porch. They're going to sit out there in their boxer shorts, drinking beer, nothing but their boxer shorts, in the porch with their legs hacked up on the rail. And it's not a pretty sight. And you can't do nothing because you don't own the trailer other than get them out. But you have to plan on that. Okay? You have to go through the park at nighttime and daytime to see how many people are working, whether they're retired people, what are they doing, are they hanging around. If you go through there at 1 o'clock in the morning and they're all out in the yard with a 32-ounce bottle of beer smoking the doobie, then you're going to figure they're not going to be hardworking gentlemen. So you're going to have to be prepared to do some cleaning up on the park. Anyways, that's just some of the things that we do. That's what we do as a company. We do consulting for mobile home parks all over the United States. People hire my company to come in. I don't really do anything. I own the company, but the people that work for me, we go in, we do the due diligence, we run ghost ads, we do all the things that I talked about here. And then most of my clients won't buy anything unless I run it. So I go in as a consultant, not a property manager outside of California. I'm a real estate broker in California, so I do property management in California, and then I do mobile home park consulting through CCI Investments outside of California. So that's what we do. We don't try to broker deals here outside of we don't broker the deal outside of California. We don't do any of that. We're consultants. It's a whole different ballgame. We just tell you what's wrong with the park. We don't matter to us if you buy the park or not, as far as us getting paid or anything, because it's got to work for you. Because we wanted you to have success so that you'll continue to buy mobile home parks and use us as your consultants. That's what we do, and that's what we want to continue to do. I've been very successful at it, thank goodness, for many years. So anyways, I'll tell you something else. I'm not saying that that people will mislead you, but you don't want to believe the numbers that the people give you, the sellers. I mean, most of the time they're fairly accurate, but you'll run across these things where they're not accurate at all. And I'm talking about things like this. It doesn't matter what the deposits say. Now, I know this. I have seen this. A person could put $10,000 a month into a mobile home park and take a draw out for $10,000 a month. At the end of the year, he's had $120,000 run through that park in extra rents that really did not come in. He put it in and took it out as a draw. Yes, he'll have to pay some extra taxes for that year. But here's the thing. When you go to buy that park, that $120,000, because it didn't really exist, it's just he put it in and took it out, it goes to the top line, of course. But also, he didn't change any of his expenses. His expenses also stayed the same. So that $120,000, every bit of it went right down to the bottom line. So that was worth $1.2 million at a 10 cap, at a 10% return, at $120,000 going to the bottom line, made it worth $1.2 million if you went by the deposits. But if you went to the park at 2 o'clock in the morning and you lined up all the tenants in the park, you would find out that most of them didn't have any teeth, which meant they were tweakers and they weren't paying the rent. So you can pretty much figure it wouldn't even matter if it really was putting in here. It's not the kind of people that you want to have in a park if you're going to go in here and make it look better and get more rent out of it and stuff. It was not. So anyways, you just got to be smart enough to understand that just because a person says something is right, it's not right. And then check out your water and sewer, your utilities. Make sure that they're in compliance. Make sure it doesn't matter. With us, we buy all kinds. We buy city water, city sewer, septic tanks, wells. A lot of our parks will have a lift station. It'll have city sewer, but there's a lift station to pump the sewer out to the city. And then we have ones with sewer treatment plants. And those are the ones that can cost you a bunch of money, but we still buy them according to what kind of deal you can get. So don't forget to check that out. Now we're going to turn here and we're going to talk about this next thing here, which is making a plan. When you get ready to buy a mobile home park, you need to have a plan. Now, the stuff we just talked about is how you make your plan. Well, we looked at all the mobile home parks in this town. We're the ugliest one. The highest one gets $450 a month for space rent, but they got a swimming pool and a clubhouse, and everybody owns their own trailer, and it's real nice with a bunch of trees, and it looks real good. The one that looks closest to ours over here gets $25 a month more than we do, and they look better than we do. So the one that we think we could probably, because we got good aesthetics if we clean it up, that looks more like our park inside and landscape and different things if we clean it up, gets $100 a month more than we do. So we're, instead of getting $250, we could probably get $350, but that would take a year. Let's just say we're going to take a year to get there. And what do we got to do to get there? We got to make it look like that one that's getting $100 a month more that looks like our park. Trim the trees. When you look at the numbers in the park, and you've got 47 trees, and on the expenses they gave you, they don't have nothing for trees. You say, well, what about the trees that need to be, that's been trimmed here? Then he will say, well, I don't trim them. They're falling all over everything. Or he'll say, well, we trim them, but my brother-in-law trims them. And he just does it for me. And I said, well, is he going to do it for me free? Well, no. Well, then we're going to put down something for trimming trees, either buying a truck if we got that many trees, or hiring somebody to do it. So those are the kind of things you just got to do. And if you don't put it in your plan, you'll end up costing yourself money that you didn't plan on spending, which always happens anyway. I don't care how much of a plan you make. You got to understand it's just a plan. Actually, I've had plans that went together better than we thought, and we rented stuff for a lot more money, a lot faster. But there's also times when the plan didn't go quite as fast or as good as we wanted. We had to adjust. It's just a plan. Just keep following the plan. And I've never seen it, not one time, where a person followed the plan, really followed the plan, and really did it, that the plan didn't work. Okay?
Make it real.
Huh?
Read the title. As long as they make it real.
Oh, yeah, Rachel just sitting over here. She said, make sure to tell them, make it real. Don't go in saying, well, okay, here's the plan. We need to spend $300,000 fixing these vacant mobile homes. And then we need to have $7,000 a lot to set up those 10 lots, so $70,000 for that. And they don't have but X amount of money, and they're 100 short, and they don't tell you they're 100 short. They just say, well, I'll get it. My mom and dad will loan it to me. My brother-in-law's going to win the lottery or something. So you can't go in like that thinking, well, I'll worry about that later. You need to make sure that you have enough money. Matter of fact, if it's going to cost $500,000 for a project, you want to probably have about $700,000. You want to have some padding to make sure that you don't ever want to give it back to the person. You don't want to buy something, fix it up, spend $500,000 and lose the damn thing because you didn't have the other $200,000 to finish something. Just don't do that, okay? Just figure out, okay, here's where we're at. Right now, we're breaking even without a loan payment. We're going to have a loan payment of $3,000 a month, and trailers are going to rent for $700. I got to rent 5 trailers at $3,500 a month. That'll give me enough to make the loan payment, and I have $500 left over to take care of the trailer. So that's, and I don't know if I did that math right or not, because I'm just trying to make an example. So that's what we need to do, fix 5 trailers. Well, what's it going to cost? Well, we figure if a vacant mobile home's in a park, it's going to cost $15,000 a home. So I'm going to fix 5 mobile homes. What is 5 times 15 is $75,000. So we're going to say it's going to be $75,000 to fix the mobile home. That's our plan. We got to have to get the homes up. We got to have $75,000 to fix them. And then we can rent them out for this much money, and we'll be able to make our payment. Now, profit after the payment. Now we need to if we fix 5 more and we rent them out for $700, that's $3,500. Take $500 off for taking care of the trailer, that leaves $3,000. That should be profit. Every time if we're just using this simple math, Every time you fix 5 trailers, you'll make $5,000 more money. It's gonna cost you $75,000 if you do that. How many times would 300,000 would do it 4 times. So you'd go up after you're covering your payment, you would go up $15,000. So your profit would be $15,000 off of whatever that was investment. Say 100, 300. Okay. Anyway, whatever it is, you guys are out here. If you're listening in, you can do the math. You guys are all smarter than me. All I'm saying is you got to have a plan, and I can't sit right here and do a plan. I got to sit down and put a pencil to it. But all I'm saying is you got to figure what you got, what it'll be rent for, and you got to really be realistic on this plan. You can't say, well, I rent trailers for $900 when everybody else is renting them for $700. You're gonna also can't be scared. If you know you can fix it, you know the area. Now when I say know the area, I'm not talking about, okay, there's nothing wrong with having these parameters. People say, well, this guy here, he said you got to be within 50,000, a town of 50,000 people, and you got to have a Home Depot with this. Look, that's a person's prerogative. If they want to be close to 50,000 people, that's fine. If they got to have a Home Depot or a Super Walmart or something in a town, and they make sure that the population is growing, not declining, it's the way we do. We're consultants. That's our clients' money. And whatever they want to do, we just try to help them find and put a plan together for what they want to do. If it doesn't work for them, then we just try to find something else that will work for them. So we don't, it's not our money. Now, I'll tell you this, if we go in and look at a mobile home park and you want to buy a mobile home park and we don't think the plan is going to work, we're not going to be your consultant, because I'm not going to go in on anything that I don't think is going to work. Okay, I want to make sure everybody understands that. If you're out here in computer land here somewhere listening to me, if you have a plan and your plan is stupid, I'm not going to be part of it. Okay, I do enough dumb things on my own without being dumb things for other people. Okay, so our plan is going to be this. If we have a vacant mobile home, unless we're running the mobile home park, and we know it won't cost that much, if it's a mobile home park and we don't know it and we're not running it, and it has vacant mobile homes, we always estimate $15,000 to remodel mobile homes. Whether it really costs $15,000 or not, probably not. It's not averaging us that, but we want to make sure that we estimate 15. I'd rather estimate 15,000 and it costs 11,000 than to estimate 11 and it costs 15. Because I ain't ever heard anybody get mad over not spending as much money as they thought they were going to. So that's what we do. We make a plan. We want to make sure that if we put a, let's say this is a park that you need to fix 30 homes and fill up 30 lots. Well, we'll fix, say, 10 homes at a time. If 10 homes will get you where you want to be, then we would have phases like this. If 10 homes get you where, okay, you're making money and you're okay waiting a little while, we would make a plan like this. You got to fix the outside of all the homes. You got to plan on that. If you don't want to fix the outside of all the vacant homes, so those homes you got to fix, those 30, we got to make sure the outside and the ones people are living in, make sure all the homes fixed on the outside. We have crews. They're not my employees. They just work for me and my clients. They're independent contractors, but they'll go out and paint a trailer for $500, put skirting on it for $200 if it needs new skirting. They fix steps for like $160. I don't have the price list. Kristen does, and that's what they should. This is the labor, and that's not the material. They paint a mobile home for $500 labor. Do it all the time. Matter of fact, I think they're doing it for us in Kentucky right now. But anyway, that's what they charge. And we also have people that go in. It'll be 2 guys that go in and they remodel mobile homes. This is not the people that do the outside. They only do outside. We got guys that go in, and it'll be 2 guys. They'll go to Kentucky or Illinois, or right now we got them in Pennsylvania. And they'll go in and they'll fix mobile homes. And there'll be 2 guys, and they'll get about $350 for the 2 of them, not each. We'll give one guy $350. He pays his helper. They go in and they remodel mobile homes. They give us an estimate. We think it'll take 10 days. We know that's $3,500. We also know it's going to take them 2 days longer than they thought they would, and it's going to cost us not 3,500, but $4,000. But we also know that if we hired a contractor, it costs about 10 grand for that $4,000 job. So that's why we do this, and that's what we do. We go out. If you got mobile homes, we'll send people there. I cannot promise you that the day we close, you'll have a person there. We just have to that's why we make a plan. We say, okay, we've got 7 crews working. This is the closest one to done, and they'll be about 3 weeks out, or they'll be a month out. But we'll know before we close what our plan is and when we have somebody there. Now, so that's what we do. We make a plan. Now, best practices. This is after you close escrow and you have a plan. Best practices when starting a project. Fix the things that costing you money first. I know that don't sound right. Everybody says, "Oh, we don't fix all trailers, get them right." No. What you want to do is get rid of them crappy tenants that nobody's going to want to move in there and live next door to that person. Also, if you got water and sewer leaks, let's just get them fixed right now. I'm not saying go in here and replace water and sewer lines. No, we don't want to do that. But we fix them as we find them. Or if we go in and check it out before we own it, or you buy it and you know you've got some water leaks, just plan on getting them fixed. Put it in the project. If it makes the project to where it costs more money than we have, we just don't buy the project. Okay? If we got to do water and sewer line repairs, it's going to cost $100 grand. And we didn't have that plan. We only had fixing trailers for $300 and putting up lots for another $100, but we didn't have $100 for. And now we find out, then we just don't buy the park. We move on to something else. So we need to fix water and sewer lines, get rid of the bad manager, get rid of the bad tenants, go in the homes that the people are living in and fix up the homes people are living in. And then we can raise rent we can send a letter out saying, as you can see, we have improved the mobile home park. We're trying to have a nice, clean, safe place for people to live. Unfortunately, it does cost a little money. We're still way under the market in rent, and your rent will go to this much and this time. And you just send an individual letter to each tenant that you're raising the rent on. Okay? And that's what we do. It works, but you got to fix your part of it first. So when you get it fixed, and you get things looking better, then you can start raising rent. Then you can start fixing the homes. Well, you can go ahead and start fixing the homes, but you're going to want to get everything painted. And see, what you want to do is go in and paint all them trailers. Make sure the outside of that home looks good. Put curtains in the windows so that from the outside, people can't tell that home is vacant. That way, when you go in and start remodeling homes, you can go to the easiest home first on the inside, and you won't have to worry about renting it, because the home next door to you won't look real bad. It'll look like they can't tell if anybody's living in it or not from the outside. That way, instead of getting $600 a month, you can get $800 a month, or whatever the market is. So then what we want to do is, this is very important, do monthly inspections. We have a lady in San Francisco, and she calls our mobile home parks that we operate, ones we own and ones we operate for our clients. And she does a video call with the managers. And she does it however often we want her to. Some parks we do every 60 days. Some we do once a month. Some we do once a week. It's according to where we're at in the turnaround plan. We're talking about turnaround plans here now. So what she will do with this one is probably twice a month. They'll call over there and they'll go through the park with the manager and just start at the beginning of the park and go all the way through the park. We're looking at every lot. So we can say trailer 9, refrigerator in the yard. And we put it on the Trello. We use Rent Manager for our software, but we have a Trello board for each park. And we just put that under the to-do list, and who's supposed to do it. Manager make sure a tenant gets the refrigerator out of the yard. So and we do that so we can make sure the park looks good. So our owners, whether it's me and my people are sending it to me, because I don't run my own park. My company, I own the company, but I don't want to run parks. I don't want to run your park either. I want my company to run your park, not me. No, I've done my time. Okay. I just want to see the reports and make sure everything's running good. I don't want to talk to the manager if I don't have to. If I have to talk to the manager, we're fixing to change managers. Okay. So anyways, I tell you, mobile home park business is tough. It's also very profitable. I mean, there's nowhere else in America that I can think of that you can go in, take a plate, buy a piece of property, and sitting on your piece of property, there's a dwelling. It's just sitting there. It ain't making you any money. Now you're already paying the manager and a maintenance person and trimming trees and paying taxes and water and sewer. You already do paying everything. What you're not paying is taking care of that trailer because that trailer ain't rented, so you can't take care of it. So if I spend 20 grand on it even. I don't. We don't spend 20. I mean, I have spent 20 grand, but that was where it was nothing but a frame left. But average of say 10 grand, but we're gonna call it 20. I spend $20,000 on a mobile home, and I rent it for $700 a month. It's gonna cost me about $100 a month. Now you got to understand, I'm already paying all the other bills, so all I'm gonna be taking off is what's gonna actually cost extra money for that trailer. That's gonna be $100 a month. So if I'm renting for $700, I take $600 off. That's 6 times 12 is $7,200 a year. And $7,200 a year on a $20,000 investment would be 72%, would be 30-something percent the first year. Then the next year, you already paid you back $7,200 of that 20. It's the best investment in real estate, in my opinion. And I'm pretty old. I've been doing it a long time. And I know this. I've got parks that we have 1974, 75 mobile homes in it. I'm thinking of one right now in Iowa. We've got a bunch of pre-1978 mobile homes. We rent all the mobile homes out for $785 to $825 a month. And so I don't know what the expiration date is on them. I know this: if you don't do inspections, you got to do monthly inspections on your park, and you have to do monthly inspections. We do quarterly inspections, which we do 1/3 per month. You got to inspect 1/3 per month of all your park-owned mobile homes, and you got to turn that in, and somebody got to look at them. So we have a person in our company that actually looks at those inspections. And the managers, if there's small things, the manager goes ahead and takes care of those. If there's things like changing the carpet in the mobile home, then she just puts that down as something that needs to be done, and we discuss that. If the tenant's got a dog and the dog's peeing in the floor, we don't change the carpet. We wait till that tenant moves, and then we change the carpet. If the tenant don't never move, we don't never change the carpet. But because the dog's peeing in the floor. So that's what we just make very common sense rules, and we believe in taking care of the tenants. We believe in keeping everything clean, safe, and livable. We believe that either the tenant pays or they move. There's no other rule. Either you pay your rent or you got to get out. Sorry. Have a good day. I'm sorry about your story and your dog dying and your grandma's sick and your uncle can't pay his child support. No, I'm sorry. That was all right. That was a bad joke. But anyway, it's just either pay your rent or get out. You know what I mean? So that's what we do, and that's what you do. When you start a project, you got to get all of those things in order. If you want synergy and get tenants good enough and you get everything straightened out, get them all paying online, so we don't have to worry about that. Like I said, we use Rent Manager for all of our software. We set it up where I don't really know what it is. What all do we use for people paying online? I don't know. Several different things. They can pay it at Walmart, they can pay it at Kroger's, they can pay it at, they can just pay it with a card online. There's several different avenues. So we try to get that set up as quick as you can. And then when we're doing remodel of homes, we make sure that we actually do video call with the contractor that's in there fixing the home. And then when they're done fixing it, we go through that with the manager or the maintenance man and the contractor outside all the way around the home, then the inside of the home, and make sure that home is actually as best as we can tell, ready to rent. And yes, we do miss things all the time, but they're not usually big things. They're little things that we just didn't catch, and we can fix it real easy. But I'll tell you, when you take a mobile home, I got pictures, maybe wants to see this. You guys You got my information here. Is it showing on the screen, Rachel, my information by any chance?
We know, but it'll be linked to the event.
There'll be links to the event, okay. And I'll give my number and everything here at the end of my email. If you can send me your name, number, email, and I will send you pictures of before and after pictures that we have of mobile homes that we're doing right now. And you can see that if you was to go in and send a contractor to them, I'll guarantee you, because I used to try it before I knew better, contractors would say, you shouldn't even fix that. It's not worth fixing. And you got to understand, it's been many, many years ago. $5,000 later, I'd have a home I was renting out for $500 a month. But those days are gone. Now that's $12,000 later. I got a home, but I'm also renting out for $900 a month. So everything changes. This mobile home park business is fast changing. This industry is changing. There is way more demand than there is supply. People are very unrealistic when it comes to buying mobile home parks. They all want to buy a mobile home park with city water and sewer, with tenant-owned homes and everything good, and it smells good, and it looks good, and I want to get an 8% return on my money, and I'd like to be able to see it from my back door. You know, that kind of crazy stuff. So I don't even deal with that because that's just not worth my time. I don't have time to deal with people that are unrealistic. But if you're not unrealistic and you're looking for things that have turnaround situations, we do have some stuff. I'm going to close out now with some stuff that these are off-market properties. I want to talk about them. Well, some of them, Rachel said some of them's on CoStar in different places, you know. But so anyway, these are mobile home parks that we either are owners of, or we are part of the LLC that owns it, or in some cases they're in California and I'm the broker on it. I've got one in Santa Fe. Santa Fe Palm, Borrego. I've got one in Borrego Springs, California, Santa Fe Palms Mobile Home Park. This is a really nice mobile home park. It's also got quite a few vacant lots. It's average cap rate for California, but it is Rachel, put through here and give me Borrego Springs. I don't know which one it is. Just hang tight. I'll get it for you. And then look up the next one. Okay. Borrego Springs is it's got 27 lots. How many homes in it right now? It's 27 spaces, 2 park-owned mobile homes, 10 tenant-owned mobile homes, and 15 vacant lots. It's in Borrego Springs, Santa Fe Palms Mobile Home Park. Current numbers bringing in $86,000 a year. Figure you'll need about $100,000 to set up homes. For the setup, you just bring them in. They should sell, rent for a whole bunch of money. It'd be about a 10 cap when you get through. Buy this park at $1.9 million. Okay, that's one in California. I have that listed for $1.9 million. Now, this next park is not on the market. This park is in Batesville, Arkansas. This is a good park. This park it's got 47 spaces, I believe it is, but it's got 50-something rentals. It's got more rentals than it does spaces because some of the units on here are duplexes. So it may have only 47 spaces, but it's got like 51, 52 rentals. It's got 30 occupied park-owned homes. Got 47 park-owned mobile homes. It's got 30 occupied homes. One of them we're using as an office. Got 17 vacant homes. It's got 5 ready to rent, 3 almost ready. We've got people in here fixing trailers. And got 9 that need rehab. Got 5 tenant-owned homes and 3 vacant lots. You can buy this park at $1.85 million. It's in Batesville, Arkansas. If you want information on it, just give me a call. Okay. The next mobile home park is a park up in California. It's in North Fork, California, Mammoth Pool Mobile Home Park, 32 lots, including a nice little 2-bedroom house. Price is $1 million. The owner is motivated, willing to discuss partnership, willing to discuss taking over his loan. He's got a loan with, I believe it's Five Star Bank. He's willing to negotiate. So if you want to talk about this park, give me a call. I know this park pretty well. If you want to give me a call, I'm not running it, but I know it pretty well. If you want to give me a call, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Okay. This is a good opportunity. This is a park in Meridian, Mississippi, Southern Mobile Home Park, 59 lots, including 2 houses. There's also an office there with a little apartment behind the office that could be rented out. I used to have it rented out for about $500 a month. Just found out it ain't rented, and I don't know why. Maybe it needs a little work, but I don't know why. But I know I used to have it rented for $500 a month. This park looks good. It's in a great area, an area with little ranchettes and stuff. It's got city water and a lagoon. We don't have any problems with the lagoon. Got a lagoon operator that does all the testing and all the stuff. A few years ago, we put in a new aerator in the lagoon, a little thing that pumps the oxygen or keeps it everything running. A little pump, all it is. And we had to put one of those in, but it wasn't very expensive to do. So everything there looks good. It's got a good manager. We've got 59 lots, 28 park-owned homes, 24 occupied, 4 vacant that need renovation. One of them just needs leveling, so it don't need a lot of renovation. Then we've got a house that is being used by the manager. We let him have free rent. We've got another house that we're working on getting renovated so we can rent it out. We have 16 RV lots there. We've got 4 occupied and 12 vacant. We did have RVs in these lots at one time, and when the virus hit and you couldn't get rid of people, we were very, very old, and we decided to get rid of the RVs when people moved out of them. So as they moved out, we just throw them away. And we were going to buy some more and decided to sell the park instead and carry a note. Because I'm a partner in this park, and my partner he's retiring. He wants to go to Argentina and bird hunt. And, he wants to pig hunt. And I want him to pig hunt because he always sends me some sausage. As a matter of fact, I got some on the way right now. And anyways, we got 3 vacant mobile home lots, 1.4 million. We'll take 400 down and we'll carry a note for 1 million at 7% interest only due in 5 years. Or you can amortize it, either one you want to do. We don't care. But no, we won't take 6% or anything. We'll take 7%. And I'm really having a hard time talking my partner into taking that. He wants 8%, but I think I can make 7% work. If you want to talk about it, give me a call. I have a huge park for people that like the big parks. Pine Bluff Mobile Estates, Albany, Georgia. 188 lots, 85 park-owned homes, 64 occupied, 21 vacant, 1 ready to rent, 16 need renovation, and 4 need tear down. Park is on city water and sewer. Got 39 tenant-owned homes, 1 rent-to-own, and 60 vacant mobile home spaces. The current numbers on it, grossing about $535,000 a year, netting close to $300,000 a year. We'll take $4.3 million. We have a really good loan with a Five Star Bank, and the mobile homes are free and clear. They don't have any loans on the mobile homes. The bank has no lien on the mobile homes, so if you want to sell mobile homes, you can. That's what we're doing right now. We're renting some. I just sold 5 to a contractor guy down here that bought some from us before. He's coming in, buying homes that need remodeling, fixing them up, selling them to people, and carrying it along. I just now sent out a little thing to tenants that are renting, saying, would you like to buy your home? Because we have a bank that's dealing with us, and if they want to buy the home, we can get our money and use that money to fix more homes. So we're not stopping this project. We're continuing on, but we would sell the park if somebody wants to buy it. We will not be lowballed, okay? So if you want to talk about this park, please give me a call because it's not a fire sale, I'm not trying to be mean or rude. I just don't like these tire kickers that want to come in and say, well, I'll give you $2 million for it if you really need to sell it. So understand we don't really need to sell it. Okay. I have an opportunity here. I have a park in Peru, Indiana. It's actually 2 mobile home parks. They're in the same town, real close to each other. There's 51 mobile home spaces plus some storage units. It's got 11 park-owned homes. We've got 4 occupied homes. One is a rent. Okay, I'm sorry. 4 occupied, 1 rent to own, 3 need eviction. We've got 6 vacant homes. One of them's a duplex, so it's 7 total doors. We got a stick-built home there that's occupied, and we've got 3 tenant-owned homes. One of them needs to be evicted. By the way, the ones when I'm saying need to be evicted, we're right in the middle of evicting them. Okay, we just bought this park a short time ago. When I say we, one of my clients, and I'm the consultant in the deal. Actually, the bank called me, but if you look right behind me, you'll see a sign right up there, right there. It says what does it say? We never get in front of the customer. Well, we don't ever get in front of the customer. So when the bank called me and said, hey, you want to buy a mobile home park, and I worked out a deal where I could buy the loan. That was they owed quite a bit of money, and I was able to buy the loan for real cheap with 20% down, and they carried the note. I said, yes, I'll do that. But I turned it over to my clients, and a friend of mine named Mark bought it, and he's raising money for investors to come in with him to fix this park, or we'll sell it. We'll sell it for $475. It was $450. Now it's $475 because I just tore down some stuff that needs to be tore down, and I'm spending money on evicting people. So it's $475. We will consider carrying a note with $250 down, and you'll send the loan at the bank. This park could be a real moneymaker. I am expecting this park with putting in about $400,000 into the park after you buy it. I'm expecting the park to net out about $175,000 a year. That's what I'm expecting the NOI to be in this park. So it's going to turn out to be a cash on cash is projected to be 23% in this mobile home park. But it won't be that anymore because you're going to have to pay $475 instead of $450. But it may be less money you got to put into it because we just put $25,000 more into it. So, anyways, if you want to call and talk about this, I'll get you on the phone with Mark. If you want to talk about going in with him, I don't do that. I don't do syndications. I don't do those things, but I work with people that do it all the time. And I only work with people that I know that know what the heck they're doing with those kind of things, and Mark does. So you're welcome to talk to him. Now, I have another park here that one of my clients owns. We're not sure if we're going to sell it or not. It's in Murfreesboro, Illinois. Okay. Might sell this park. I just don't know. It's doing very well. We have people in here remodeling the homes in this mobile home park, and we're renting them, and they're working good. And so here's what we have. We have 118 lots. We've got 32 park-owned homes. 22 of them are occupied, 10 vacant. We got 1 ready and 9 need renovation. We've got 27 park-owned homes, 1 rent-to-own, and 56 vacant lots. And then we've got 2 abandoned homes that we need to go through the abandonment process on. We're right now grossing about $215,000 a year, netting about $100,000. This park has a lot of up potential. We have another mobile home park about 12 miles from this one. We have one down the street from this that we actually fixed for somebody. Anyway, there's a lot. We have a lot of stuff here, okay, around this area. We've had a lot of experience over the years in this area, and I tell you, I think this would be a really good deal. I think we can buy this park at around $1.8 million, and I believe that I can get Miles to carry back. There's a $500,000 first loan on it, and I don't know if you can. It's a private loan, and I think maybe you could assume that loan. I don't know. But that would leave you with $1.3 million. So he'd carry back a second for 3. So that would leave it being 800, 700,000. What's $1.8 million? $1.5 million. You're gonna need $1 million. Be better off go to the bank. Anyway, you buy it at about $1.8 million, and it's got a ton of upside, and we can make this work. This park will be way up there, 15% or so at the end of the day, cash on cash. Here's a park in Georgia. I'm not going to say the name of the town because I don't want to tell everybody. And I want everybody calling me. As soon as I tell you everybody about it, I'm going to start getting 1,000 phone calls. So I'm not going to tell the town. I don't want to get a bunch of tire kickers. Got a park in Georgia. It's got 90 lots. It's got 19 park-owned homes. 16 are occupied. 3 are vacant. I think 2 of them just got rented, I believe. But anyway, they stay rented. They rent pretty good if you have turnover. One of them needs a little rehab. I got 40 tenant-owned homes, and I got 25 vacant lots. It's on city water and sewer, and tenants pay their own utilities. We don't have problems in this park. We don't have collection problems. We just don't have stuff. I mean, I ain't saying we don't never have or never had to evict anybody. We have, but hardly ever now since we bought it and turned it around. We did when we first bought it, but we don't no more. And everybody pays. We got a great manager, good maintenance man. I really don't know what we would sell this for, but it's going to have to be north of the $2 million mark. I know that. If you're interested in this park, this is going to take some discussing together and some looking at the numbers together. Anyways, if you want to give me a call about this one, just give me a call. It's in Georgia, 90 lots, nice park. Now, I've also got 5 parks in the Bay Area that are really unbelievable what they bring in. It is parks where you own all the stuff. They own, and I know that's very unusual for California, but these are unusual situations. The people own all the homes everywhere. And here's what we have. We have 50 lots in one town. We've got 105 lots in another town. We've got 40, 34, and 25 spaces in that. So here's what we got. We have 50 lots in one town, and we've got 3 parks in another town. 105 lots, 34 lots, and 25 lots. That one don't go. We're asking $50 million for this. The income on this thing's around $6 million a year, and the net is about almost $4 million. So, they're asking $50 million for it. We're open to offers as long as they're legit and just legit offers. Okay, everything runs good. We have a lot of these homes in these parks are rented to the state and the county or the city, and we just get a check every month. They get a check every month for the rent, and they take care of putting the tenants in or taking them out. They just rent they rent so many of them a month. So say with the one of them we have up in Sacramento, they just rent everything. They just rent all the stuff and get a check every month. They take care of the tenants. You don't have to evict people and all that stuff. And then the other parks are the same thing. The state rents a lot of them. And then the one big park that we have there, now that one runs more like a regular, normal mobile home park where we rent things. But I'll tell you this, we have units in there that are 4-plex units, mobile homes with 4 efficiencies in there. And we rent those mobile homes out, those rooms for like $500 a week per space. So that's $2,000 a week. $2,000 a week for one mobile home. So what's that, $8,000 a month for one mobile home. And they rent them for, like, one company will rent them for like 16 weeks. And then another company comes in and rents it for this many weeks. And it's right by an amusement park, and they rent a whole bunch of them. So if you want more information on it, just give me a call. I think my time's almost up. Rachel's giving me I'm gonna turn you off that thing. So here's the deal. My name is Robert Merchant. My phone number is 209-996-4075. My email is rmccirealestate@aol.com. Been nice talking to y'all. Have a good day.